What's up, everybody? We are back with another review. This time we are talking about the Sniper Elite Resistance campaign. I'm not going to do a multiplayer review. I tried some of it. It's too slow for me, so it's not really my vibe, so it wouldn't be a fair review. But campaigns, slow, fast, either way, I do enjoy a good FPS or third-person shooter-based campaign. We're going to do our usuals. We're going to go pros, so-sos, and cons. If you haven't played a Sniper Elite game, which I haven't until this game, and you don't know, your Sniper World War II, it's about being stealthy, completing your objectives without getting caught. If you get caught, you don't fail a mission like you did in like Star Wars Outlaws, but now you have a lot more bullets coming your way. You will have Nazis go try to sound the alarm, which will bring reinforcements, which means even more bullets, and you can still complete the mission from there. And I had to learn my lesson. It was incredibly hard. I think in the first mission that's behind me, I didn't have that issue. But going on and on, I did have that issue a few times. And if you want to watch that whole campaign gameplay, it's on my single player channel, which is linked down below. Also, go ahead and link that playlist if you want to check it out for yourself. Want to watch my whole playthrough, want to watch a couple missions, that's going to all be linked down below. But I did really actually end up enjoying this. At first, I got a little frustrated, and I didn't quite enjoy it. And then as I played it, I started to really enjoy the campaign, which is why I was hopeful for the multiplayer. It was just a little too slow for me. But the campaign's really good. The story's interesting. The missions are interesting. It's like open world-ish, where you have levels, and it's kind of choose your own adventure within that level. And there are boundaries to the levels. But it's all about doing things your own way. You want to go loud, go loud. You want to play stealthy, play stealthy. You want a mix of both, go for both. And so that's actually really enjoyable. And I thought it was a unique experience to some other games I played. But we're going to go through the cons, so-sos, pros, and I'll expand more as we go through that. So I didn't have a whole lot of cons. It's not a super long campaign. I played the campaign about 7-ish hours, 7.5, something like that. And so it's not an incredibly long campaign, so I don't have a whole long list of pros, so-sos, and cons. And my only con is that for newcomers to the series, the game is not immediately obvious. Like when you hold your breath, it actually shows you where to line up your shots. And I don't know if there's a setting you can turn off for that or not. But it shows you where to line up your sniper shot. And so that wasn't something that was immediately obvious. There's obviously markers to your objectives, but nothing is immediately obvious in what you're supposed to do. And I think that's part of it being a kind of choose your own adventure game, is it's not going to be obvious because there's not a certain way of doing things, so there's nothing to be obvious. But there's not a lot of obvious things for newcomers to the series. If you've played Sniper Elite games, you probably immediately can jump in and know what you're doing. But since I wasn't a former Sniper Elite player, I wasn't sure. And so it's not super friendly to newcomers, but once you start playing, it's easy to figure out. So not a huge con, and that's my only real con. My so-sos start off with the graphics. The graphics are decent for like the environment, but like faces aren't great. And the animations aren't like super modern feeling, and so the graphics don't feel modern. The environment looks good, but like especially the graphics aren't very good. And it was really bad when I was playing on medium quality, and then I went to high quality, and it was a little better, but things still feel a little outdated in the graphics department, although like the design of the graphics is good, if you know what I mean. Just like not super highly textured, I guess. And like faces aren't super good. The environment was good, the cars were good, like objects in the environment were good. It was just really the like faces and the people that were kind of so-so. So I couldn't quite put that as a pro because the graphics weren't like super beautiful or super outstanding. They were just good, not great. The other thing is finding bonus things, and what I mean by that is there's bonus objectives, and it's not super hard to find those, but there's like workbenches for weapons, which is how you unlock stuff, which we'll talk about more in the pros. And so things weren't super obvious, and it's kind of good that they're not obvious, but it kind of feeds back into the con of things not being super friendly to newcomers. Whereas, like, it's really nice that they have bonus things like bonus workbenches. They have propaganda posters where you can get extra missions that aren't exactly the campaign, where you find a propaganda poster, you unlock that mission. And so those stuff aren't supposed to be easy to find, but, like, I think it'd be nice on the first level to kind of show you that those things exist and where to find them, and then from then on, make them not obvious to find, just to make it a little more friendly to newcomers. And so those are my so-sos. Like I said, the lists aren't super long. This probably won't be a super long review because the campaign wasn't super long. For the pros, the first thing, and that's very unique to this game, is the X-ray, like kill cam-ish things, where like you snipe a Nazi in the head from super far away. it shows it kind of in slow motion. You can speed up to 100% speed, although it's not like full 100% speed. It's not as instant as if you didn't have the animation, but it like follows a camera follows the bullet into the Nazi and then x-rays and shows you what it destroys in it. And it's something that's really unique. It's cool. If you don't like it, you can turn it off. If you couldn't turn it off, I might put it in the so-sos. But I think it's a really cool and unique feature to Sniper Elite. I don't know if these were all the games, like I said, newcomer series. I'm going to assume they were. But I thought that was really interesting. Next thing we have is it's different from typical World War II shooters. So we're talking about like Call of Duty, the old Medal of Honor games, where you weren't playing some stealthy solo sniper. You might have had missions like that, but a lot of it was like run and gun type of missions. And this takes a different approach to somebody that's trying to be secretive, somebody that's trying to be stealthy, a sniper. And we're not just talking about snipers that are laying like on a hill in a grass sniping people. Of course, you can do that from towers, hills, whatever. But it's not something that you've seen a lot of games where you have these missions that are purely based on stealth in a World War II setting. The next thing we have, and this is part of it being different than World War II shooters, is Axis Invasion. Now, you can turn this off. If you couldn't turn this off, this might be even in the cons. But what it is you can leave your campaign missions as an open lobby, essentially, or you can reverse this, and you can be part of Axis Invasion. You can go into people's missions, and you are a Nazi sniper looking for the main character, Harry Hawker, in somebody else's mission, a real-life person, and you can go there and disrupt their campaign missions. You can snipe them, kill them, and their campaign missions. And so it goes along with it being different than other shooters. I've never seen a mechanic like this in any campaign game that I've played, where you can go and invade somebody's campaign and wreck shop. And so I thought that was really interesting. I think it's a nice feature, and it's nice that you can turn it off. Like me being a newcomer to Sniper Elite, I turned it off. If I was going to go play through this game again, I would turn it on to see how it is. I think it's a really interesting way to do things. And so it's another unique feature along with the X-rays and the Axis Invasion that helps push that point of it being different than other World War II shooters. The next thing I have is, and these are two of the same, I have them as two bullets, but I'm going to just put them as one. You have loadout and operator customization. So you can change the operator you are within the campaign, which there's not much to expand on that. You can just change. I don't remember if it's just the operator, if it's the clothing, accessories, but you can change your operator so you can have a unique experience. But what's even cooler is you can change your campaign loadout, essentially, so you can upgrade your sniper. You can change what you have as your main sniper. You can upgrade your secondary. It's weird because coming from Call of Duty, pistols usually your secondary. But like SMG, shotgun, you can unlock them. You can change what you go into the game with your two primaries. You can upgrade them. And then also with your pistol, you can change the pistol, and you can then add attachments. There's also cosmetics for them. And so you can get a unique feeling where this campaign feels like it's your experience by customizing your loadout and your operator. It also makes the game more replayable because, you know, you have the main sniper that you start out with, so you could go through the whole campaign with that sniper. Hey, that was fun. Now I want to try it with a different sniper, go through the campaign with that different SMG, or change the SMG to a shotgun, and really change how you play the game and how you experience the game. And I think that's something that when a game does that, it is always welcomed, because it doesn't just feel like everybody has the same experience. And it's nice having unique experience when you're playing, when you're buying and playing a game. And then finally, a pro we have is tips. This kind of goes against my one con not being obvious for newcomers, where this makes it more friendly for newcomers. There's a lot of tips for things, healing, trying this, trying that. And I always welcome a game that has tips. Of course, you can turn off the tips if you're familiar with the game. You don't want the help, want to make it harder on yourself, you can turn those off. But it's always good to welcome people to a series they may not have tried, and maybe retain people by giving them tips. And so I definitely think that's a pro. So just go through cons. Not immediately obvious what to do or how to do things for newcomers. The so-sos with the graphics and finding the bonus things within the game. The pros were the X-ray kill cams. It's different than other World War II shooters. The Axis Invasion mode if you're the Axis, or the threat of it if you're playing the regular campaign as Harry Hawker. The customization for both loadouts and operators. And then, of course, giving tips to help new players. So the campaign I thought was really good. I would give the campaign like a 7.5 out of 10. I think it could be a little bit longer. I think that the graphics could be better, of course. The campaign, like I said, it was only about 7 hours, which isn't too much of a complaint, but it's hard to give it a 10 when something's not like 10 to 15 plus hours. You can, of course, get too long, but 9 missions. And there's a DLC mission as well where you get to kill Hitler, which is pretty awesome. I should have put that under my pros. There's DLC missions, and you get to kill Hitler, which always something I think that's enjoyable for anyone who's a decent person. But just to quickly touch on the other stuff that comes with this game, you do have multiplayer. Like I said, it's a little slow for me, so I'm not going to full on review that because it's just not my type of thing. If you like slow play that's not like Battle Royale or extraction shooters, maybe it's for you. It's big maps, kind of an arena shooter, but huge arenas essentially. You always have, it's like your campaign loadout: sniper, SMG or shotgun, and then a pistol. And so it's really hard to spot people. At least the one map I played, it was super dark. It's kind of hard to spot people, and then all of a sudden you just get sniped and you're dead, and there's no, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It was just a little slow. It wasn't super duper enjoyable, but if you're more tactical, you might enjoy it. And the modes were literally were free for all. There was one where it's like 6 versus 6 or 8 versus 8, and then there was like 4 teams of 4. And then there's a mode called No Cross, where the other modes you can run around the entire map. No Cross, the map is split in half, and you can just snipe at each other from across, which sounds even worse to me, personally. And then there's a mode, I can't remember what it's called, but it's essentially a survival mode. It's like zombies. It's like other wave modes that you see where just waves of enemies keep coming at you, see how long you can survive. And I think the propaganda missions might be that, or they're similar to that. So there's other modes if you don't just want to play campaign. To me, it feels like just campaign's worth it. And I'm including Axis Invasion when I'm talking about the campaign just being worth it. The multiplayer mode, and survival modes, they're hit or miss for me. I didn't try it because I wasn't super interested. Even zombies on Call of Duty, which is like the GOAT of those modes, I don't really touch as much these days. So reviews won't be coming for those, but those are the other modes available, and I didn't want to just have this whole review and act like it was only a campaign game, like other campaign reviews that I put out for some games that just are campaigns. But those are my thoughts. Like I said, 7.5, 8 out of 10 for the campaign. I thought it was enjoyable. It's something I think if you want to spend $50 for just a campaign, or $50 for the campaign, plus the other modes sound interesting to you, definitely try out Sniper Elite Resistance. Even if you're a newcomer to the series, I found the campaign enjoyable. But please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you'd like this type of content and want to see first, and comment down below if you've played Sniper Elite games, what you think of my thoughts or the game itself. If you haven't, are you interested in trying it? Comment down below and let me know what you think. And like I said, I'll have my single player channel as well as the playlist for this all linked down below, and I'll have all my social medias, including my Twitch, linked down below. If you want to come hang out live, check out my TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. That is all linked down below. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.